Now there's a piece of breaking news coming in, and this is not a good one. There's a big blast that has been reported in Dantewada in Chhattisgarh. This is an area which has been plagued by Maoist and insurgent activities. Police sources say that local DRG cops have been martyred. The exact numbers are yet to be confirmed. The number of casualties is still being ascertained. The blast is suspected to have been carried out by Naxal in Aranpur. Dantewada in the last 20 years has seen a lot of Naxalite movement activities. The agencies have also been very active, and in fact, in the last 10 years, there has been a sustained attempt to ensure that more and more Naxalites surrender. This is an effort from the state government in coordination with the central government. But right now, a big blast has been reported in Dantewada in the state of Chhattisgarh. This also brings back a lot of memories that had earlier we have seen in 2007, in 2008. There are various attacks that have happened in this region. What exactly happened? What is the number of casualties? We'll get to know in some time from now. But if you talk about the state of Chhattisgarh, the Naxalite movement, this entire insurgency problem has been one key issue that successive governments have been dealing with. I want to cut across to my colleague Arunima, who's getting more details. Arunima, what more do you have?
I want to start off by apologizing for the low audio. I'm an event of for the unit minister. So we will talk about this which has happened. The key details that we have happened at Aranpur.
Arunima, the audio is patchy. Your voice is just audible. It's patchy. We'll continue, trying to reach out to you once again so that we're able to get more perspective. But I'm once again going to reiterate the details for our viewers that we have at this point in time. Moving cautiously, we'll wait for the agencies to give us more details about what exactly has happened in this blast. Unfortunately, there are casualties. The number of casualties, in what circumstances it happened, what is the background story around it. Preliminary investigation and the local authorities are going to confirm all of that to us. But right now, what we can confirm to our viewers is that there is a big blast that has been reported in Dantewada. Dantewada is in Chhattisgarh. It is one of the areas, one of the districts which has been affected by Naxalism. Police sources, highly placed sources, have confirmed to us that the local DRG cops have been martyred. The cops are deployed there in huge numbers. There are various schemes and programs of the government to ensure that the Naxal activity comes down. Development projects have also been increased in this area. Recently, there were certain Naxalites who had also come forward and surrendered. So in what circumstances this has happened? What does it tell about the internal security? I guess Arunima is back with us on the broadcast. Arunima, please go ahead.
Yeah, I hope I'm audible.
You're audible. You're audible.
Getting
Please
information from ground that this was a blast that was carried out, suspected to be a Naxal attack, and this has happened at Aranpur area of Dantewada. We are not being given a confirmed number by the authorities there, but we are told that many of the DRG commandos have lost their life in this attack that has been carried out, and DRG is like the commando force for Chhattisgarh police to use them in this attack is a big blow. Thankfully, CRPF was not there on the ground. That is what CRPF is. They were not part of this operation which was carried out. But exactly what happened,
Yes.
What were the circumstances in which the blast happened, we are still waiting for those details.
All right. Arunima, while we wait for those details to be ascertained by the agencies and we move cautiously on the story, I remember you've reported from this region. You have visited multiple areas of Chhattisgarh which have been affected by insurgency. Tell us about the efforts that the government has been making, especially in Dantewada. And as I scroll through certain news reports, there were multiple villages in the district, about more than a dozen villages in this particular district that were declared Naxal-free, Maoist-free. And that was a sigh of relief for the administration.
Well, absolutely. You know, what is happening is that, once called the liberated zone, these districts of Dantewada, Sukhma, Bijapur, these were once called Dandakaranya. They were once called liberated zone where government did not have any presence. There was no police, no collector, no government machinery.
Yeah.
From then up until now, Dantewada has come a long way. Recently last month, Union Home Minister Amit Shah was in Sukhma. He first went to Jagdalpur. If you travel from Jagdalpur to Sukhma, you will cross Dantewada if you go via road. And he managed to go inside, deep into the Naxal territory in Sukhma, where recently CRPF has established a camp. Dantewada also is seeing an incident after a very long time.
Exactly.
So there has been a lull. And the assessment at the security grid is that Naxals are now desperate. They're losing local support. They're losing land. and they're losing that ideological battle as well. So is this blast a result of that, or was this a pre-planned IED? Because they often leave IEDs on the sides of the road, and when road opening parties cross, or when on foot patrol cross, they just get blown apart. Which one of this was this? We're still waiting for those details.
As Arunima pointed out, that there were certain red zones in Chhattisgarh, especially in the district of Dantewada. And these were zones where the Indian government or the administrative machinery could not set up their own quarters, could not set up their own administrative bases. But about 15 such villages back in 2021 were further consolidated with the administration, with the machinery, were taken out of the clutches of the Maoists. And now with this kind of attack once again being reported, let's see what the details are. We really hope that the casualty numbers are not very high. Once again, reiterating the details that we have for our viewers. It's a big blast that has been reported in Dantewada and Chhattisgarh. Dantewada has been hit by Naxalism for decades now, but in the last 10 years, we have seen a substantial decline in the insurgent activities. Right now, the detail that we have is that the number which was being reported is 11. 11 jawans have been martyred. That's what sources are indicating to us. These are initial reports. I reiterate that. We are waiting for an official statement to come out from the authorities. What is suspected is that this was an IED blast by the Maoists. As Arunima was also pointing out that in this area, in this particular region, IED blast is something that we have seen repeatedly. But an attack of this nature, claiming the life of 11 jawans, very unfortunate, very disturbing, and something that we have not seen in Dantewada in the last few years. Let me check if Arunima is with us on the broadcast. Arunima, the number that we are hearing from our sources is 11. 11 jawans, unfortunately, have been martyred. Initial reports suggest this was an IED blast.
So in the figures soon climbed to 9, and now I think our colleagues in News18 that Chhattisgarh confirming even the last.
Arunima, your audio is patchy. We'll just disconnect and connect with you once again. My colleague Arunima getting us all the details. We'll continue chatting with Arunima with all the details which are coming in at this point in time. Mega blast has been reported in Dantewada. 11 jawans have lost their lives. They've been martyred. That's the news which is coming in from the state of Chhattisgarh. Multiple areas in the state have been hit by insurgency and Naxalism in the last few years. Dantewada, in just 2021, about 15 villages in this particular district were declared as green zones out of the red zone, which means that the Maoists no longer had control. You've also had the union government, which has made multiple attempts to make sure that insurgents, Naxalite activities, people do not enjoy any kind of local support. Arunima is back with us on the broadcast. Yes, Arunima.
Yes, so what I was telling you is that, the figures have now climbed. The initial figures that we had heard unconfirmed were 6. But now our colleagues on the ground from News18 Chhattisgarh are confirming 11 casualties to the DRG. DRG is the police commando force. So they are not like force. They are trained to be in the Naxal zone. They are the commando force, and Naxals have often targeted them because to hit the commandos there has an effect on the morale of the circumstances which policemen lost their life. We are not sure yet because IG Buster, I believe, is traveling to Aranpur, and we're still waiting for him to tell us exactly what happened here. But 11 dead, and the casualty figures could climb up. CRPF is confirming to us that, this was not an operation in which CRPF was involved. Yeah. The casualties mostly of the DRG. We know that Dantewada is an area which was once the heart of our territory. For the last few years, Dantewada has relatively seen less incidents. And like I was recently traveled Dantewada, Bija.
We'll try and connect with Arunima again and get more details on this story. As she was pointing out, Dantewada was once the heart of the insurgency movement in the central India, especially in the states of Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, and there were multiple areas that were affected. In the last 10 years, there has been a sustained attempt from the government to bring down the Naxal activities, insurgent activities, to ensure that the local ground support or the kind of base that these Naxalite elements have, they don't have that any support anymore. Development has been given a lot of thrust. Townships have been built. But when a mega blast of this nature happens, and we have to tell this unfortunate story that 11 jawans are dead, the casualty numbers unfortunately could go up. We are now right now dipping into the coverage of News18 Chhattisgarh and all the developments happening.
10 जवान ड्राइवर सहित 10 जवान शहीद हुए हैं। बेहद ही दुखद